up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am JustADorKay, and last week what we basically did was we made desserts in a mug, and one of those desserts was a donut in a mug. And then I was like, you know what I should make this week is just a giant donut, because I've always had this huge fantasy of eating like really miniature stuff or like really gigantic stuff. And yeah, the normal sized foods, oh, they're really tasty, don't get me wrong, but I just want to zhuzh it up, you know? I wanna fulfill my fantasy of eating a giant food. So that's what we're gonna do today. Secondly, the reason why we are not gonna be frying the donut, we're gonna be baking the donuts, is because for safety reasons, oil is quite a dangerous thing to work with, and I didn't want to have oil splattering everywhere and creating oil all over the floor, especially because the donut is gonna be huge. And then thirdly, donuts that are baked are healthier. I mean, I don't know in this case because it's gonna be a gigantic donut, but I'd like to believe that it might be a little bit healthier. So before we begin though, please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of JustADorKay, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and comment down below if you enjoyed me making a gigantic donut and if you're gonna try it. And yes, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing we're gonna do is take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Again, cake flour, don't know the difference, so I'm just gonna use cake flour. Oh my gosh, that was so not accurate, guys. Okay, so we're gonna take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And the next thing we're gonna do is take 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, which is just plain white sugar. Sorry, that's so hard to make. So basically what we're doing, we're just gonna be mixing all the dry ingredients together first, and then we'll add the wet later. The next thing we're gonna do is take 2 teaspoons of baking powder. There. And now we're gonna add about a teaspoon of salt. And now we're just gonna basically just whisk that all together. Okay, so once you have whisked together all your dry ingredients, we are now going to move on to combining the wet ingredients. So we're going to put this aside and start on the wet ingredients. So the first thing you're going to do is add some 2 eggs into the bowl. Hopefully this goes better than last time. That was really close, that was so close. And then you're going to add about 200 ml of milk. It's preferable if it is full cream, but unfortunately we only do low-fat milk in this house, so low-fat it is. And the next thing we're going to do is add in about 4 tablespoons of melted butter. It's one of those triple cups. And then for my absolute favorite part, as you guys know, is adding in vanilla essence. I'm starting to notice a lot of my baking videos involve vanilla essence. So the next thing you're gonna do is add in about 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. Oh crud. And now that you have combined all your wet ingredients together, you're now going to whisk it. And now you're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. And now you're basically going to whisk it and stir it until all the flour lumps have disappeared. Also, side note, don't overmix the batter though. So once you have chosen a size bowl or a tin that is to your desire. Line it with greased parchment paper and then find some sort of circular object that could withstand the heat, and then you're just going to place it in the middle here. And now you're going to pour the batter mixture into the bowl. The next thing we're going to do is put it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes until it is golden brown. Okay, so we got a bit of a problem. So I thought I was using baking parchment paper, and then I saw my box lying like this side, and then I saw this little symbol over here where it's like saying no to a microwave and oven, and it had a little fire symbol to go with it. And then I was like, this looks a bit weird. So I went and I read it, and it said not suitable for oven or microwave cooking or baking. And I was like, I'm baking right now in an oven. So I rushed to the oven and I opened it, and there was just smoke everywhere. The wax paper was on the verge of catching alight, and it was very smoky. I had to try and salvage the donut batter, and I had to transfer it into a new glass bowl where I could only just use flour and butter in hopes of it not sticking. This was an unexpected disaster, but are you even surprised?
No.
Come to this channel and has every single thing gone right?
No.
No, it has not. But has it challenged me? Yes, it has. Am I still having a good time? Yes, I am. So we shall see how this giant donut turns out. It might not even become a donut because of this disaster, but I'll let you know in the next 5 minutes. So we'll go check if the donut is savable. Okay guys, so once your donut is looking golden brown, it's ready to get taken out, and oh my gosh, look how good it's looking. Okay, so now we're gonna let the donut cool for about 8 to 10 minutes. We don't want it to cool completely or else it's gonna stick to the pan. In the meantime, we are gonna be making the donut icing. So let's get started. So we're gonna need about a cup of icing sugar. So if you want, you can sieve out the icing sugar just so it's not too clumpy. I have the tiniest sieve in the world. I need to get a bigger one. I mean, how am I supposed to serve a whole cup in this tiny thing? Like, so bad. And then you're gonna take about a teaspoon of vanilla essence. It's half a spoon, but you know me, I take a teaspoon. And then you're gonna add a pinch of salt. And then you're gonna add about 4 tablespoons of milk, but I suggest adding a tablespoon at a time to get the chance for the milk to mix with the icing sugar. And then you add your food coloring. I decided to go with crimson pink because it reminds me of Homer Simpson's, and that is what we're going to be basically trying to make it look like, is a huge Homer Simpson classic donut. You literally only need a drop. Food coloring is quite a powerful little thing. And then you're going to whisk it again. Oh, that color is beautiful. Oh, that is so good. And now that we have our food coloring, we are ready to take the donut out the pan and then glaze it with this delicious icing. And now the part I have been fearing is whether this comes out or not. So I am so scared. Gonna smack it around. I think it may have worked. I'm gonna internally cry if it did not, guys. Oh, anxiety is just too high for me right now. Oh, I did it. It's hot. I never learn. I never learn. Okay, let's do some corrections here. No ways. It kind of worked. donuts. Okay guys, look at that. I mean, it's a bit wonky in the middle. It didn't fall apart, which is something that I was hoping would not happen. So it didn't happen, so I'm so thankful that it is intact, and that's what is important. And now for the important part, we're gonna be adding some icing over it. Oh no. So what I've noticed is if you add too much milk, then the consistency is too runny. So the lighter pink one that I did was pretty runny, just completely fell over the donut, but it still glazed the donut. So I made another batch and it's a lot darker than the other pink that I had. But you know what? It is way of a thicker consistency. So let's continue glazing this donut. And now for my most favorite part of the video is adding sprinkles. So again, it's a donut, so don't be scared to go too much with the sprinkles. You just are gonna completely drench this donut in sprinkles. Okay, the moment you guys have been waiting for. Mainly me. I am so excited to take a bite of this gigantic donut. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm gonna try. Oh, it is quite floppy in comparison. Here I go, guys. This is so good. I'm honestly so happy right now. I've always wanted to do something else and it was worth it. Guys, it was so worth it. My teeth are like pink. I'll be back. Okay, so now we are back. My teeth are less pink, but if you have braces and you used food coloring and you have clear braces, it is gonna stain a bit. But it's fine. I got my dentist appointment next week, so no stress on Kayla. And it was a delicious donut, so it was totally worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me bake this gigantic donut. If you really did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of Kayla, click subscribe. Side note, what I'm planning on doing is also doing a guilt-less series, and that's just when I make and cook and bake healthier alternatives and healthy snacks, etc. That is to come, but the baking of the Sweet Tooth series is still gonna continue. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye!